What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Ask Paul, the podcast where I, Paul Abernathy, your host, answer your pressing electrical code related questions as well as other electrical topics. Pretty much, I answer the secret of life. If you have a question, feel free to submit it to us over at our portal at paulabernathy.com. And you can actually listen to the podcast there as well, to all of our previous Let's Ask Paul podcasts. But you can actually get our podcasts on all of your favorite listening platforms. In fact, if you go to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcast, Deezer, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and you just search for Master the NEC podcast, or you search for Let's Ask Paul podcast, or even our Electrify podcast. You're going to see our channels available on all of those different platforms. We have millions of downloads. Every month, we have over 300,000 unique listeners that download podcasts or listen to them from our different apps. We track this algorithm. And again, this month for October, it's no different. It's done wonderful. Again, we thank everybody out there that listens to our podcasts and those that submit their questions over to us here at the podcast. All right, so today's episode is not going to be Cody because I did get a question asking us a question, and I selected it. Again, remember, you can submit them through paulabernathy.com. And again, very electric specific questions. Although today's question that came in, and I should also mention that all of our today's show is sponsored by Electrical Code Academy Incorporated. If you're looking for electrical training, whether it's residential code, commercial code, grounding and bonding, electrical theory, or even our exam preparation courses, our fast tracks programs are available. Just go to our website, electricalcodeacademy.com, and you can get more information on any of our courses. And of course, you can always reach out to me as well at paul.abernathy@electricalcodeacademy.com, and I'm more than happy to answer it. Or you can do info@electricalcodeacademy.com, or better yet, you can even go to our website. We have a contact us button there as well. And if you have our actual educators app, you can actually download that from our website, and you can actually get in contact with us through that as well. Speaking of apps, so today's episode, we had a question that was submitted that was asking two questions. And what they're asking is about our new TradiesAPPS. And so I'll read the question and then I'll try to answer this best as I can. It says, "Hey, Paul, love your podcast. Listen religiously." Well, thank you. I don't know if I got clapping for that. That's enough. Thank you for listening. He goes, "I have a question about your new app program. I believe it's called TradiesAPPS." That is correct. He says, "How does that differ from the app that's on your Electrical Code Academy website? And as a business owner, how can I use TradiesAPPS to grow my business? Thanks in advance. Oh, P.S. I can't wait until your webinar on November 11th. November 10th. I don't know why he said 11. Anyway, if you're listening, it's the 10th of November, not 11th. So make sure you join us for that webinar." Okay. So let me answer these questions first. Okay, first things first. The app that we use for our company, our educational company, is a little different because it connects entwined with our educational platform. In other words, we share videos, and you have to they're intertwined in how it works, and so it's designed basically in tune with our website. Okay, and so that's a different app. And that's trying to reach the broad masses. Okay, so we have students that are all over the country. In fact, I have students all over the world. And that's what that's for. Now, TradiesAPPS is, if you haven't heard, it is a program that is basically a local marketing-driven program using mobile apps that were designed and developed by us here at Electrical Code Academy under the division TradiesAPPS, and it's designed to target the local business market. So that app is not something that we would typically put up on the Google Store or the Apple Store. because it's to be used as a marketing tool locally for your local businesses, right? Now, they might say that they would like the app to be up on the Google Store and the Apple Play Store or whatnot, and we can do that. But it's really not part of what we call our local TradiesAPPS centric marketing program, and that is to really target the marketing locally. Okay, so I figured I'd go in and explain that a little bit today. Of course, you'll get more from that when we do the webinar on November 10th. You know what? Let me double check. I am more than sure that, Brittany set this up. So let me make sure it is November, make sure it is what I say it is. Yes. Okay. November 10th at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Of course, you can go to TradiesAPPS.com and you can click on the link there and it'll send you a reminder, right? So that you can be notified when it goes live. So it lets you know if you're interested in that. Okay. So let me give you a little history first about why we created TradiesAPPS. So as a business owner for over 30 plus years, I've always felt like growing your local market is key, right? You retain a customer, you spend a lot of money to get a customer, and to realize that at any given time, they could choose somebody else for the same services that you provide. Loyalty is important, but in this market, it's the ease of loyalty that's the key. So if you have a website, people have to go searching for your website. Of course, they can save it on their phone, the homepage feature, and most people are aware of that in your smartphones. But what you're trying to do is say, look, I understand you have a website, but what I want to do is put an app in your customers' hands, and I want to give them features in that app that keeps them coming back. Now, that's kind of hard to do because a lot of apps you get, people will put it on their phone and they just won't use it. How do you get people to continually coming back and using your features? That's the mission. That's what you're trying to do on a local level. That's different than, say, Domino's, who puts their app on the App Store because they have stores all over the country. It's a totally different marketing approach to us. And we don't create apps that are designed to go to the store so that you can get $1.25, $1.99, or $2 or whatever, when somebody downloads it. That is not our approach. Okay. If you're a local contractor or your local service, you are not going to be rich off of people downloading $2.50 apps on the Play Store. That is not the marketing approach. Now, you might say that that's an easy place for them to get it. And so you want the ease of being able to tell people to go to the App Store, but they still have to go and search for it. Okay? There's literally, there are probably millions by now of apps up there. So again, it's a hit and miss. But on a local level, what we've learned early on in the marketing, and I've been doing marketing for contractors for over 3 decades, showing them how to get cost-effective marketing in their local, how to target areas that are, 5 to 10 year old, that are homes that are out of that newness phase, that Cinderella stage is starting to wear off. And now they need some of your services, whether you're carpet cleaning, whether or not you're appliance repair, whether or not you're home inspector, handyman, electrical contractor, plumbing contractor, mechanical contractor. There's so many things. And of course, we'll talk about this during the webinar. And if you decide to go with TradiesAPPS, our initial consultation, we will go over those things and kind of teach you, because you're investing in a marketing tool. Okay, you're not just buying an app from somewhere. You're getting assistance in the marketing aspect of this that kind of pulls from our 3 decades of dealing in this industry. Okay, I have owned businesses, contracting businesses, other businesses, educational businesses for, again, over 30 years. And through that time, we've learned, and I've been a mentor as well as a consultant for a lot of other companies. And the main focus of the companies were medium to small companies with anywhere from 50 employees down, where you have to retain that customer. You have to have a growth model in place. And then once you obtain them, you have to be able to keep that, because the attrition, trying to get that customer costs you a certain amount of money. So with an app, it's basically piggybacking onto that approach to gather and gain that customer. And if you already have an existing customer base, this gives you a reason to reach out to them again, engage with them again, right? So you probably already have a database of customers that you can reach out to and give them something new here. But it also gives you the ability to approach new people, and in your ads, whether it's QR codes or whatnot, it gives you that ability to reach a new market and give them a reason to put this app on their phone. Okay, and of course, we'll cover all that during the webinar because it is quite interesting, my approach to how the marketing should take place. People ask me, do I have a marketing degree? Let's just say I have the cuts and bruises and scars from 30 plus years of having to learn how to market in a local business. And there is no silver bullet. There is no magic powder. There is no jumbo juice that can make that happen. It is a true tested way that I have learned over the years to target local markets from perspective of the trades, right? And then when we say, so other people ask, well, why do you call it TradiesAPPS? So I want to explain that real quick. So Tradies, Tradies, is synonym or slang for tradespersons, tradesmen, tradeswomen, right? So if you go looking up the synonyms, tradies is one of the words that describes them in an urban slang or in a synonym. And so we refer to all of us that offer services of some type as tradies. So that's where it came from, called TradiesAPPS. It doesn't mean it's just for plumbing, mechanical, building. It's for home improvement. It's for inspections, those type of things. And we're going to explain all those details in the webinar, so I don't want to take up all your time here in a podcast, but I'm just kind of giving you the overview of what it's approaching and our mentality process for marketing. So anyway, let's kind of get into a couple of the pieces of it as when you become part of TradiesAPPS and what it's doing. So why would you need an app? That's the other thing that people ask. Well, what do I need it? I've already got a website, or I've already got a business. The business is doing well. And maybe in this economy right now, it's doing well. It's stagnant and there's nothing new. Now, you're probably not unfamiliar with mobile apps. Every large company or large chain has a mobile app. We're focusing on the trade specifics of the people that say, look, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars for a mobile app development, and I want to have it tailored to my local needs, my local business, my local areas of interest. And those are the things that we gather during what we call our design process, and that is called the consultation. During that consultation, when we meet with you 1 or 2 hours via Zoom. If you're local to us, we'll meet with you local in our office by appointment. But what we do is we kind of go through and say, okay, here's what your options are for the different tiers. Which one suits your needs? And then we start the process of gathering the information. If you have a website, we can gather a lot of information from there. If there's certain images you want to use in your app, then we'll start to give you the location where you can start uploading those and getting them to us. We will talk about, depending on the plan you get, you'll have certain customizable pages. If you go for our gold plan, for example, you get admin features, you get access to the builder, and so you get to take the sky's the limit. But again, that can be overwhelming for some people. So the bronze and the silver tier are where we pretty much manage it for you, and you get a certain number of requests a month to make changes or additions and things like that, right? So, and it's included in your package. But anyway, the consultation originally is we meet with you and we determine what you really need out of it. What are you trying to achieve? What's your goal? Do you just want to put your name in the hands of your existing customers and create the outlet for new customers? So then we'll talk about how to target local markets, how to target local areas around you, how to do zip code searches to find it and target it down. and those type of things. And we'll show you how to focus that. And so we're here to help you along the way. So you'll get a certain amount of consulting under each plan to help you with that. And then we start the process of developing out the app for you. And then after that, usually within 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how extensive, whatever tier you're in. If it's the bronze tier, it's going to be pretty quick. Once we develop that out, we'll have a meeting again via Zoom at a mutual time. And oh, by the way, all of these are recorded and shared with you so that you miss something, you can go back and watch it later. So that's part of your package. You get that. And we'll go over the layout. And at that point, you can make any tweaks, or maybe something's changed and you want to do something different on a page. That's fine. But this is the time to do it. And we'll show you the layout. And then once we agree to that, we'll do the approval process, because you have to approve in each stage that we actually do development. And then you'll come to the next one. And then so after we get those changes, usually within 1 to 2 weeks after that, we've made those changes. We've tweaked it a little bit, changed the colors or something. And then we'll have what's called the final meeting before, what we like to say, it goes alive. Not live, but alive, because this is your TradiesAPPS baby. Okay. It's been tailored and created for your needs, very targeted. There's the bells and whistles have been stripped away that really pull people away from the marketing target here. And we'll meet, and then at that stage, you'll look at it, you'll give the okay, we'll sign the agreements to the annual hosting, which is we rent apps, you don't buy apps. Now, why is that important? I'll explain that in a minute, why that is revolutionary to the industry. So once we finalize everything, then boom, you'll get what's called a PWA link, and you will be able to share your app, and it will work on Android, it'll work on iOS, that type of thing. Now, there are certain features that will and won't, depending on the tier that you're in, and I'm not going to bore you with that because I'll explain that during the webinar on November 10th at 7:30 p.m. Hopefully you join us if you're interested. And if it's a recording, you're listening to this podcast later and it's already come and gone, it'll be available up there on repeat, so you can watch it again if you want, or you can watch it for the first time. You don't have to be live. It'll be recorded, so don't worry about that. And so at that point, we're at that final stage. Everything's good. Boom, it goes live. You'll get your QR codes that you can share and put on your marketing material in your advertising. You can share on your social media, all that stuff. You'll get it. And at that stage, depending, it might be that you're in the diamond tier, which is our highest tier. At that point, we will also have created you a basic one-page website that is hosted for you. We'll take care of all that. We'll even let you get a domain. We'll make some recommendations for domains in order to be able to give you your own domain, and we'll host all that. And that's all included in what we call the annual rental. Now, let me explain what the annual rental is, because people ask about that all the time. And it's part of our pricing scale, which is, you can see from our website that we have what's called a bronze tier, silver tier, gold tier, and a diamond tier. Right? Now, each tier has a developmental fee, and that is for the time it takes to create your app. It's your app. We're creating the app for you. We're tailoring it to you. Okay? And that takes time. So once that's created and you pay that fee, and that commits our time to you to develop it, and it covers the Zoom meetings and our time in order to develop this app, then you have what's called the annual app rental. Now, let me explain why this is different. Because a lot of times with mobile apps, people charge you monthly for the app, and you pay an enormous amount for the development, right? The problem with that is we charge you that design. If there is down the road need additional design changes, there's no additional fee to that, okay? So you want to change the color or something to the app itself, we'll assist in that. That's part of the design, right? You can't add features, okay? It's very specific to your tier that you're in. But For example, if you're in the diamond tier or you're in the gold tier, then you can make changes at any time to your app. Be careful, because that access means that you own those changes, right? If you screw something up, you own it. Obviously, we're going to give you a certain number of monthly edits that are included in your tier so that we can help you, guide you along the way. If you're in our diamond tier, you'll get 10 hours of training annually, or access to a repository of video training videos that we've created that'll help you answer those basic questions. So all of that happens at the last stage. If we've created a website for you, also get email accounts, 200 megabits maximum per email account. So it's really just for communication. It's not going to take the place of your main. In fact, you could put responders that simply push it to your existing email account. And then, like we do on our phone, I will have set up my email for your new email that you set up, and everything get pushed to it. But then your responses come from that one, because that doesn't take up your 200 megabits of space. You see what I'm saying? But then all the incoming stuff, like attachments and all that kind of stuff, get forwarded and pushed to your normal, like a Gmail or whatever. That way it doesn't take up all your email space. You with me? So we explain all that. It's pretty simple. We have the servers. We will host the website. So it's a one-page website that your business should have. And if you already have a website, you can tailor this one page to be very specific to your mobile app, right? You can tailor this to be whatever you want, but we'll include it in there. And of course, if you want to add additional pages, we'll also give you access to the console for that. If you want to get into a hosting plan and you want to add other pages and grow it out, maybe put a WordPress site, whatever you want, we'll handle that for you as part of the diamond tier. We're not going to maintain your website and upgrade it. We'll give you the one page, but if you want to take it beyond that, that's up to you. So it's a great value if you think about what it costs for hosting in the diamond tier. We're going to give you that. All right, so there's a certain number of things that you'll notice on our website that have an asterisk. That means that we will install that during the initial installation consultation phases. But after that, if you're in the tier gold or higher, then you can make changes and add unlimited pages, unlimited features that are available to you in the program. That's on you. We're not going to do that. Although you do get 10 monthly edit requests under the gold tier, and that applies also to the diamond tier. So, we can step in and help you if you need it. And of course, the one difference is in the diamond tier, you get what's called priority treatment. It's kind of like fast pass. If you have something that's critical, you need to add it right away, a coupon or something, you can't figure it out, and you're under those features that have the admin access, then we can step in and help. That's what it is. And we will step in quickly. That's the priority TradiesAPPS access. Okay? That's what we're going to be doing. So it's priority TradiesAPPS assistance. We will step in and help you right away. Okay? So that's what that tier is all about. The pricing is pretty straightforward. We do offer coupons and discounts from time to time. And so be aware of that. I will give you a notice. I'll tell you right now, just so you know, we will be offering a very good discount during the webinar on November 10th. So it's 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're interested, check it out and you'll get a pretty substantial discount to your first year of the annual app rental. Okay, pretty substantial discount on that rental. So, right, pretty cool. All right, so at the end of the day, what are apps for? They are local centric. We want to create an environment that unites the different trades in your local market. So that also is going to be something that we're expanding on that is called Tradies Synergy. Now, Tradies Synergy is going to be a location where it's kind of like an app store, but it also will be what connects different local businesses together. So let me give you an example. Let's say that I'm an electrical contractor and I have a friend who's a plumbing contractor. So in my Tradies app, I will have a referral page and I will use one of my page options and I will refer my plumbing friend. I go to my plumbing friend and I say, you really need an app, or they might already have an app, but it would be nice for you to link back to me through your app. Well, we don't have an app. Okay, well, you get them to get a Tradies app, join the program, and you will get additional discounts off of your annual renewal for your Tradies apps. Okay, so it's a win-win, right? And the more referrals you get, the more discounts you get, to the point where ultimately yours could be for free and you don't pay anything. But to do this, it's pretty darn simple, because and I've talked about this and preached this for years, if you're targeting a local market, and I'm an electrical contractor and I want to befriend builders, I want to befriend other plumbing, mechanical, I want them to refer. It's kind of like BNI. Have you ever heard of BNI, Business Networking International? Well, Tradies Synergy is going to be like that. And that is you doing the effort, because nothing achieved that is worthwhile is done without putting in effort. And so when you go to a contractor, you're not just seeking out customers now. So now you're taking your app and you're going to a plumbing contractor. You're a mechanical or you're electrical and you're going to a plumbing, or maybe you meet them on a job site. That's the best way to do this. And you say, hey, look, I got this app. I want to refer you. Now, it'd be awesome if you get the app too, because then you can join in on the program and send people. But I want to refer you, but I would love for you to refer me. And so you create this synergy between the two companies. Now, again, you don't have to do that. If you want to refer people you trust anyway, and they may not be interested in getting an app. They might have their own app or they, that type of thing, but they don't want to push it back. That's fine. But if you trust them and you say to them, look, I'm going to be referring your company through my app. So when I'm selling it to my customers, when I say selling, I mean when I'm going out doing electrical repair and I'm convincing them how they can load this app on their phone by a simple QR code that's right on my phone, and then offer them a discount, say, you know what, if you install this on your phone, I'll give you 5% off your bill or off of your next service. However you want to promote it to get them to do it. And of course, we talk about adding value to the app. For example, online games, other different features that we talk about during a consultation in order to create engagement with your customer. But when you go to the other trade and say, hey, I want to create this Tradies synergy, then what you're doing is, if they decide they don't want to do this, it's okay, because you're still trusting them and you want to send customers to them. They're still going to say, well, hey man, this guy's going to send me business through his app. That is so cool. Now, the beautiful thing about it is, if I have hundreds of customers or thousands of customers, and the reason that we're like, okay, whether they want to reciprocate or not, it's not important to me at the moment, because I'm just trying to give my customers value and why they should use my app. So I'm sitting there saying, hey, you're downloading, you're going to get my app. It's on my business card. It's on my invoices. It's on my phone of all my technicians, with a loyalty and a discount card feature, by the way. That is an available option. And so I'm going to be telling you, the customer, look, hey, if you need plumbing issues, mechanical, we have already qualified these people. We have already you trusted us, so we trust these people. And in our app, if you need plumbing services, one click. If you need mechanical services, one click, right? Those are the type of relationships that we want to make. Now, if the other trade that you're doing this, that you're referring, wants to reciprocate back, then you know what? That's a beautiful thing, because you have your client base and now you have the potential for their client base, right? And that means the customers won't venture off onto the internet searching for your competitor. You have them in your app. And so anyway, I explain that in Tradies Synergy. That will be a special module where I explain how this works and how you should target it and how you should approach it. And it's very much similar to BNI. If you've never heard of it, Business Networking International, you can Google it. Or if you had an app, you could have a link to it if you wanted, I guess. So anyway, that's the concepts behind it. Our services are pretty straightforward. We're focused on building apps for the trades. That's it. We're not interested in building apps for restaurants. We're not into that. We could do it, and that might be something that we do down the road under a different division, but that's not what TradiesAPPS is all about. So if you're in the trades, and when we say trades, if you're in any service-related industry, then this app will work for you. We offer quite a few features that you should be aware of. We have in-app messaging if you have a gold tier or higher. We have PWA push notifications for Android devices if you're in the gold tier or higher. We have all different types of. They have social wall, whereas your customers can act like their very own Twitter, and it's between your customers only, and you have full moderation of that. But it kind of keeps your customers in your own little ecosystem, so that you can put coupons or whatever, and it kind of gets them away from the Facebooks and the other. It's your customers, right? So pretty neat how that works. You also get to see all of the users who actually download your app, and you get control of them. Okay, so that's pretty neat. Or at least you get to see who is using your app, who downloads your app, that type of thing. So there's so many features. I encourage you to check out the website, TradiesAPPS.com. It's pretty simple, straightforward. We approach the less is more in this. The services, the pricing, the about, all very brief. It's not overly complicated, too wordsy for people to get confused with. And that is exactly how we're creating these apps. If you're looking for an app for your local business that is like Lowe's and Home Depot, then this is not for you. Because that is overwhelming, and that is shopping for consumer goods. This is service driven. People want it simple, straightforward, bring value. It needs to be affordable, it needs to be effective, and it needs to be easy. And that's what TradiesAPPS is all about. So hopefully you got something about it. If you have any more information that you want to get from us on TradiesAPPS, do me a favor, just go over to TradiesAPPS.com. They have a contact page there. Our phone number is there. The email address is there. You can even come to our office by appointment only, so you need to schedule that appointment. And we're more than happy to go over that with you. If you're in the trades, and we say trades very loosely because handymen, handy women, home inspectors, all of that type of stuff that offer those type of service oriented are tradies to us. Then it's not just plumbing, electrical, mechanical, building, those type of things. Okay. So again, we have a lot of features. The appointment feature, which you get up to 4, and that is hosted on a separate platform. We do not use the appointment platform that's inside of the app system. We use a outside platform. You get up to 4, although you can do a subscription to their plan. You can get unlimited. We include 4 in there, and we even set that up for you so that you can take appointments right from your phone. Pretty simple. And you can break it down into categories, whether it's service call, ceiling fan replacement, false fan, however you want it. And we'll work with you on that to set that up. But again, once you get that set up, you can customize that any way you want. We'll give you instructions on how to get that account and maintain it. It's pretty straightforward. Other than that, that's it. Everybody needs a mobile app. Everybody needs a localized, targeted marketing campaign. Not on the Google Store, not on the App Store, iOS Store. Very localized, targeted marketing campaign, and why mobile apps will beat web pages every time. Now, they work very closely together, and there's some amazing things you can do on your web page that pulls into your app. And that's why on the Diamond plan, we give you the hosting and the one page, because we can do some neat things on that and pull it into your app, right? And it's constantly customizable. Anything you put on that page can appear on your app. Pretty neat stuff, right? But that's part of the different tiers that we offer if you're interested. So if you have any other questions, feel free to go to our website, let us know, and we'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you. We're excited to launch this on November 10th. Obviously, you can go to our website now, but you can't purchase anything. It will launch officially on November 10th. And after that, you'll start seeing more training videos and things like that if you get into the program on that discount at that time. So we look forward to having you. And again, thanks for listening to this episode of Let's Ask Paul. It was a little different. It wasn't my normal electrical code, but we did have a question, and I wanted to be able to explain the difference to folks out there. Okay. All right. It was a bit of a long one too. So if you stuck with me to the end, I appreciate you. Till next time, folks, stay safe. God bless.